I hate to use the phrase life-changing, but definitely a life-changing experience.
For me, if I can experience a culture like Rwanda that's been through so much in the past 10 or 15 years, I knew it was going to be a good experience for me.
If I didn't know about the genocide and I went to Rwanda for the first time, I wouldn't even believe that anything like that would ever happen.
It was a very overwhelming experience to go through that genocide memorial. They started from the beginning of how the genocide began and why it began. And that was really important for us to understand, because you know it happens, but knowing why is probably the most important thing.
It's amazing how going into it, you find so much like sadness, but then you get to see the opportunity of people learning how to forgive.
We talked to a few people who had been through the genocide, but one of them was the PE teacher at the school that we had run a camp for. His name is Jeff.
He was telling us about his story on how the same person that killed his mom and dad is his best friend now. It's amazing. Like, you can't even put that into words or even into feelings. Like, how was that like possible? But he learned to like forgive.
So we learned a lot about international aid, international policy. We transitioned that into international development for sports policy and how sports affects international development and global leadership and things like that.
A lot of times in college you read a textbook, you do some homework, and that's about it. You can't actually have a physical presence with what you learned. We got to go to KICS, one of the international schools there in Rwanda, and teach PE class, physical education classes.
We started off every day with asking them what their favorite sports were. They all loved soccer, so we could all play that with them. Like, we didn't have to be great soccer players, but we were all able to connect with them and play with them by just kicking a ball around, and it was just super easy to get to know them by having that sort of connection.
The kids playing basketball, it was hilarious because me and Vinny and Ty would lift them up and like help them dunk the basketball, and they really seemed to enjoy that. And then we played knockout with them, and we actually played knockout as a group before we started our PE classes, which was fun as well. But I think the kids enjoyed basketball the most, honestly, and we loved watching them play.
It left an impression that I can make an impact anywhere in the world, but you just really have to have a passion. So the director of the school actually isn't from Rwanda, but he came in there, he learned the culture, he understood what they went through, and he had a passion that said that I want to make these kids the next leaders of Rwanda. I would just really challenge people to learn the story of one Rwandan and ask them, what's your story? How did you get where you are today? What's your history?
We could all learn from the Rwandans.
Hokies!